Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking about building a personal curriculum. If you are chronically online, like I am, you will have probably seen back in, I want to say, August, September time, people were making a personal curriculum. I saw it and I thought it was, really cool. Like, I miss learning. But I didn't really think of anything that I felt like learning. And then I decided that I wanted to learn how to make bagels. And then I got a sewing machine, just a really small, cheap one. And then I decided I wanted to get back into tarot. And so, I thought, let's make a personal curriculum. And we are now 3 weeks into like making it or like building it. And whilst it hasn't gone very well so far, I just thought I would share it with you. So, number one, I want to say that I've watched a few videos on building a personal curriculum, and a lot of people discuss how they're just learning. So, a lot of people I have seen anyway are reading classic novels, which is great, and they're watching videos on the author and the book. They're gaining this knowledge, and that is amazing. However, for me, I feel like I need an outcome, if that makes sense. So I can't just learn this thing and not I won't feel like I've completed it because there isn't an end, I guess. There isn't something tangible. Now I want to learn skills. So for me, I want to show that I have learned this. Learning about philosophy or history. And these are amazing things. I would love to get back into learning my special interest, which is sleep. I wanted to specialize in sleep as a clinical psychologist. So that was my special interest. But my brain does not have that capacity anymore. So instead, I'm learning like skills, and that's something that it feels much more doable for me at this point in my life. And so this is how I'm doing it. As someone with fibromyalgia and ME, chronic fatigue syndrome, I struggle with concentration. I am no longer able to concentrate on anything for more than an hour. If I go more than an hour, that's pretty much it for the day. I can't do anything else. That does mean that my learning does have to be a lot smaller than what I would like. So I'm unemployed. I have all the time in the world, and yet I can only do 1 hour a day maximum. But I'm not going to be able to do it every single day. So I have decided I'm going to do one thing a day, 3 days a week. So when I was planning this, it was going to be make bagels on a Monday. So we have bagels for the week. And then I would do sewing on a Tuesday. And then I would do tarot. Every morning I would pull a tarot card, and for 1 hour a day I would type up all of the notes that I have. Because I have a stack of notebooks about this thick with notes on tarot from courses that I did online that I would love to consolidate and to be able to just Control F, find this word or this phrase. So when I made that, I thought that was going to be great. So here is how I planned my curriculum. It's about 6 weeks long-ish. Week 1 for the bagels was just going to be simple. Get the ingredients. For sewing, it was going to be how to set up the machine. Tarot, I am just typing up the notes, but every morning I am pulling a tarot card. My only course that has a different objective each week is my sewing. So bagels, I attempt to make bagels every Monday. And tarot, I just do an hour typing up tarot. Sewing has a learning objective or a lesson title or lesson plan each week. Now, to show that I have completed the course, bagels, they're going to look perfect, like the bagels you would buy in a shop. Tarot, I'm going to be able to do a 3-card spread without having to look up each card's meaning. I know I'm not going to memorize each card. That's not possible. But I want to be able to use my knowledge of the cards and my intuition. So I will just look at a card and I will be like, okay, so I know that tarot means the ending of something big. And the 3 of Swords means heartbreak. But then the Lovers means like strong relationships. For example, I don't remember the Lovers. And then I will put that together to create a reading. Do you see what I mean? And then for my sewing, because I'm short, my main objective is to learn how to hem my dresses, skirts, and trousers. That is my main objective. I am not trying to learn how to make my own clothes. I just want to be able to hem for now. One day maybe I can learn how to alter my clothes. That one feels like a long way off. But hemming to start that's how I know how to sew. As I said, I planned it as a Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. That has not been able to be possible. On Mondays, we do our weekly shop. I also, because of my chronic fatigue, need to nap every day. Therefore, I only have a small amount of time in the day where I'm able to do things. And that means when we do our shopping, I don't always have time to do the bagels, because doing bagels from scratch takes over 2 hours. That means I've only made bagels once in 3 weeks. Yep. That's just reality. So I've decided that I am going to make Sundays my bagel making days. Mondays, nothing. Shopping, that's about it. Tuesdays are probably still going to be sewing, but sometimes it might not be, because sometimes we have plans that day. But that would be ideal. Wednesdays, if I don't get to do my sewing on Tuesdays, it'll be the Wednesdays. Otherwise, it will be typing up notes. Thursdays might be my note typing days, but it could also be a Friday. Now, I have a planner that I use for planning my weeks and tracking symptoms, but that's a whole thing. But my mum also got me this for Christmas, and I haven't used it actually. It's quite cute, you know. I really love the cowboy boots. I don't know if you can see that. I'm really bad with the cowboy hat there. I love cowboy country. So I'm thinking I will use, look, it comes with little sticky tabs. And I'm thinking I can use it for planning. So we are in March. So my thought process is at the beginning of each week, I will look at my plans for the week. And then I will go in here and I will plan my lessons. So we will go to here. So I'm going to write in here. Let me get my pencil. In here. And I'm going to color coordinate it because I have beautiful colored pens, but we're just going to write it in pencil now. So Sunday, we are making bagels. And aim, bagels ready by lunchtime. Because the timing is what I want to work on this week. I noticed the shape is something I want to work on as well, but that will be next week. And then Monday, I cannot do anything. We have our shopping, and we also have a big wrestling pay-per-view. So my energy is shot. It's gone. Completely gone. Next, on Tuesday, St. Patrick's Day, apparently. I know I'm home alone. This is going to be completely dependent on how much energy I have after the pay-per-view. But we are going to write in sewing. Aim. And it's going to be fix the thread, because when I was sewing this week, or last week to you, it just wasn't sewing. And so I did some Googling and saw that the thread, it could be thread issue, a lot of fibers. So we need to fix the thread and attempt sewing the straight line. Our main goal, though, is to make sure that we can actually sew again. Wednesday, we already have plans to go out. I need to go to Boots, so we're just going to skip Wednesday. And Thursday is going to be tarot, and it's just simply aim, type up notes. And because it's on a Thursday and I'm not going to have energy, I'm just going to type up notes for as long as possible. That might just be 2 pages. It might just be half an hour. I might get a full hour. So that's that. My brain just keeps adding more and more things I want to learn. So once I have learned how to do something and it doesn't feel like I'm learning it anymore, I'm going to move on to nail art because I would love to do nail art. I do my own nails already and I'd love to do something extra pretty. I want to learn how to make, what is it? Taper candles. I would not want to make taper candles. My makeup is something as well. So I'm going to keep a running list of skills that I want to learn and just keep going. I think this is going to be fun and I'm going to learn new skills. Yeah, for me, it's really about having something tangible to show for my learning. Whilst some people can just do a bunch of reading and gain knowledge, that's not what I want as a personal curriculum. That's something I feel like I just do, if that makes sense. I read classic novels anyway. I am part of a book club, so I critically just think about the books that I'm reading. For me, it has to be, I'm actively learning, I'm actively practicing, and I'm going to be able to do this thing and show people or show myself, because this isn't about showing other people, but show myself that I have accomplished something and I can do something new. So it is about learning to do something. I think I'm going to end it here because I think this is quite long already, possibly, and might show you some of the journey. I might film how I get on this week with what I've told you I'm doing this week, and maybe you can share your curriculum with me. What are you learning? I would love to know. Maybe if especially if it's a skill, maybe it's something I can learn too. Something I have always wished I could do is knit, but I can't. I used to practice a lot and I was doing okay before I gave up. I can't remember why I gave up, but I did. And now I cannot. I have such painful hands that it's not something I can do. And I don't think crochet would be much better either. But you know, something crafty would also be a good thing. I mean, I know I've already put nail art and makeup, but something else crafty would be quite fun. Maybe painting. I don't know. But yes, I'm going to leave it here. And I hope you enjoyed this video and please like, comment and subscribe and definitely share your curriculum if you have one, or just how you enjoy learning, like how you make learning a lifelong skill, habit, journey. I don't know. And hopefully, I will talk to you next week. Bye.